Hi, I'm Roberto Vally, and you're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.
Hi everyone, John Liebman here for Notehead Media. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com, and here we are at the 2016 Winter NAMM Show, sunny Anaheim, California, and here I am with Roberto Vally. How you doing, Roberto?
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. I've heard so much about you, and I've known about your playing, and I want to get the story firsthand. And you are from New York. You're from Brooklyn.
Yes, man. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and I went to high school in Manhattan. My junior high school orchestra teacher, he suggested that I go to the school that he went to, which was the Fiorello LaGuardia High School of Music and Art. And there I met guys like Marcus Miller. We became friends. And Kenny Washington, Bobby Broom, Rob Franciscini. A big aquarium of really heavy-duty cats. And Sue Lipkins, who's one of the premier bass bow makers in the country, she was studying double bass and got me to study with her professor who taught at Juilliard, Homer Mensch. So I was classically trained and all through school and playing pop and jazz and soul funk at home, and that's coming from New York was a great experience because it's such a melting pot.
It is, and you mentioned a lot of heavy bass players there. Out of all the music that was surrounding you, what attracted you to the bass? What was it?
First day of orchestra in the fourth grade, I saw all the instruments and I saw the big double bass, and when the teacher asked me, where do you want to play? I was the first person he asked, and I just pointed to the big uprights because I just thought they were so cool looking. And he asked me to stand in front of the class. He said, "You really want to play that bass? Okay, take that bass and go, stand in front of the classroom." And he got me to pluck the first two strings, G, D, G, D, G. So I was going ding, doom, doom. Doom, 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 and I'm doing this thing, and he's saying, okay, you keep on doing that in class. We're going to sing Frere Jacques to Robert playing these two notes. And they started singing, and I just kept on doing the doom, 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 Frere Jacques, and I had a out-of-body experience. I was 9 years old, and I remember it clear as day. And from that first day, I was like, wow, that was, I need to do this. I want to do this. And I didn't even know at the time what an electric bass was. I just knew about the upright.
So you started on upright then?
Started on upright.
What traditional way? What, samandel and the bow and all that?
My first book in fifth grade was a method from Germany. Müller-Rusch was called Müller-Rusch, and then later I found out about the Nanny books and the samandel book 1 and book 2 and things like that.
Yeah, you bring back some memories. What about the bow? French bow, German bow?
I like both. But there's something, the finesse of French bow. I'm not the big bow guy, but I still like to play, and we'll use that sometimes in the studio, and maybe sometimes live if I want to bow a little solo once in a while. Do a Slam Stewart thing. Yeah.
Speaking of bows, I know you're a big fan of Barry Colstein and his father Samuel Colstein, all the stuff that has come out of that shop, and what an incredible legacy. Scott LaFaro and Percy Heath, and on and on.
Oh yeah.
Tell me why you use Colstein bows, and I understand you use the Colstein travel bass as well.
Sure.
Let's talk Colstein.
Let's talk Colstein. I've known Barry for almost 20 years. Barry is a mensch. He's a sweetheart of a guy, and we've had many great meals together in New York. And he has a collection of some of the finest basses in the world.
I've been to the shop.
Yeah, and so I know I have not only a friend who happens to own and sell a lot of beautiful basses and bows, but he's also like a big brother to me as well.
Tell me about the travel bass.
About the travel bass, yeah. I'm constantly searching for nice instruments to play, and the probability of it maybe being hurt in travel. To find a double bass that has a neck that can be taken off, that's not a little bass, that's like a full 3/4 bass. And I saw a Japanese fellow playing this bass on YouTube that it happened to come from Barry's shop. So actually, this particular bass that I own of Barry's is something that was exposed to me through this incredible Japanese bassist who has two models of this bass. He has one that's tuned in fifths, and he's got one that's tuned in fourths, and he can play them both like nobody's business.
Red Mitchell.
But I called Barry about it, and Barry said, "Oh yeah, we offer that. It's the Anthony Posh double bass, and it comes in either fixed neck or removable neck, and it also comes in the fourths tuning or fifths tuning, or you can get it as a 5-string. But I opted for the 41-inch 4-string model with the removable neck.
And the tuning?
Standard GDAE.
Okay.
Yeah, and it comes in a case about yay big, and I could check it and know that I'll have my bass, on the other end. So
I want to talk some about your career. I know you're a very accomplished electric bass player also, and you've done tons of gigs and recordings with Bobby Caldwell and Diane Schuur and Michael Franks and on and on. Give me some highlights from your career, some of the things that stand out as particularly special or meaningful or memorable to you.
Sure. Well, I'll maybe give 2 or 3. I have to say that my first experience playing with a high-level band, and at the time of their success and the success that they had, the group Spyro Gyra, I was an old guy. I was 27 years old when I started playing with them, and that kind of catapulted me into that echelon of and level of musicianship, playing that from Spyro went to Michael Franks to Bobby Caldwell, who I'm still playing with over 20 years off and on. And Randy Crawford and Arturo Sandoval, Boz Scaggs, and then these are just people I've worked with live.
What a cross-section of musical styles.
Christopher Cross. I did several years of playing with Christopher. We're still friends, and Diane Schuur, and a lot of guys in the smooth jazz world as well. One person who I'll mention by name, Paul Brown, who's an accomplished guitarist, but he's really known for his role as producer. He's produced and written over like 80 #1 songs in the smooth jazz world, and he's put me on dozens and dozens of recording projects. And so fast forward now, just a few years ago, I played on a Grammy award nominated disc of Dave Kaz's called Summer Horns. I played on like 9 or 10 songs of that. So
he's a great sax player.
He's a great sax player.
What's keeping you busy these days?
Well, a lot of the same. I'm touring with a number of people, including Bobby and Paul and people like that, and I'm going in the recording studio as a sideman, working, and I'm also working out of my house. Artists are sending me tracks, and I'm doing them with Pro Tools at home, and I'm sending them, uploading 2 or 3 takes of a complete song, so they can kind of pick and choose what they like. So, to survive, and I'm enjoying it as well. I can kind of just look at my stuff, and I can manipulate it. I can move that note here and there, and have fun with in the Pro Tools world. And I'm also making my second CD.
That's what I was coming to. I wanted to ask you about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, my first CD I did. I was just tired of so many of my musical friends saying to me, "Roberto, man, when are you going to make a CD? Come on!" And I released my CD in the end of 2013, I believe, and it's entitled Boom Boom Boom, and it's an eclectic mix of jazz and tango and reggae, and my new record that's untitled as of right now. I want to do more of the same.
When do you anticipate that hitting the streets?
Well, I'm saying right now I'm about 20% done. I'd like to have it ready to take to Japan and debut it there next Christmas. When I go in, I'm supposed to go in December with Bobby.
End of 2016.
Yeah, exactly. And
Be here before you know it.
Yes. Yeah, the way times are moving so fast, days are moving so fast. So I wanted to also say I have a GoFundMe campaign. If you want to make a contribution or at least look at the video, you could like it, you could share it. It's on the GoFundMe website. or you can look at it also. I have a link on my website on robertovally.com for the campaign at gofundme.com.
We all need to help each other out, don't we?
Yeah, man, it is. But what's cool about it, if I may say, is without a record label, I have complete artistic liberty to do whatever I want.
That's true.
And that's priceless.
Well,
so.
great. Well, we will look forward to that. Last question, Roberto. What would you be if you weren't a bass player? Something outside of music.
Oh, man. That's a good question.
Hard to imagine, huh?
Well, I see myself... I would hope that I would be doing something that I would love as much as I love playing the bass, and I've been lucky enough to scrape out a living for. I really like to cook. I could maybe see myself as maybe a chef of some kind. You know.
All right, great.
I love to eat. I love to cook. So
I'm glad it worked out with the bass, though. So you keep doing that in the meantime.
Thank you.
From the 2016 Winter NAMM Show, Anaheim, California, with Roberto Vally with no E. For Notehead Media Group, I'm John Liebman. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.
It's been a pleasure, bro.